I was a retail shop manager for 7 years. Towards the end of working for them, I was put into one of the big stores with carpets on the rolls and carpet fitters cutting down the carpets out the back in the warehouse, and all the fibres were being blown around in the hot air heating system. I developed a cough and a wheeze, went to my GP, was given the inhalers to use. It carried on, and eventually I had a bad asthma attack at Christmas and coughed and wheezed all the way through my daughter's first nativity play. I was bad that night and my mum called an ambulance and I got admitted. Unfortunately, after that, they medically retired me on the grounds of occupational asthma. I think back in the 80s and 90s, people weren't so hot then on health and safety in the workplace as they are now. There weren't the steps taken in place to safeguard people's health. And had there been simple steps like a separate area for the carpets fitters to cart the carpets down, maybe looking at the heating arrangements so it wasn't blowing all the fibres around the shop, maybe using masks in the warehouse department side of things, I think it would have been a lot better for people. Gradually I became better at managing my asthma, and I eventually went back to work, first part-time and then eventually increased my hours over the years to now working full-time. I work now for a local authority, and my team are very, very good. My boss is very, very good. They're all very aware of my condition. I had a colleague that came back from gym session one lunchtime, quite heavily drenched in aftershave or deodorant, and which triggered off an asthma attack. So straight after that, they sent an email around telling everybody to be very aware of what perfumes or what strong deodorants they're using to try and stop me having an asthma attack. They all know now of my condition. They know to phone 999 rather than get a first aider to save time if I'm really bad. But they're very, very good at allowing me to be flexible with my hours or to work from home if I need to. So they're very, very good and very accommodating. One of the ways I manage my asthma is making sure I take all my medication like clockwork. I keep blue inhaler with me at all times. I have a little portable nebulizer that I use obviously under the direction of the hospital for emergencies. I attend regular reviews with asthma nurse and with the hospital clinicians, and so I make sure that I have everything that I need by me at all times. What I've learned is how to manage the triggers that set off my asthma. I have tried to avoid as much as I can cigarette smoke and perfume. Another trigger that I've learned to manage is changes in weather. So I make sure I check the weather on a weather app on my phone or the hay fever app on my phone so I can check pollen counts. So if I'm going out, I can make sure I'm prepared. So if it's going to look as if it's going to rain later, I will always make sure I've got an umbrella. I've always got one with me anyway, just in case. Take a scarf with me so I can wrap that around my mouth in case it's going to be cold and chilly. I keep an eye on the app that I have on my phone for hay fever so I can see what the levels are going to be, ensure that I take my antihistamine. It might take precautions like if I'm going out in my car, I'll have the air conditioning switched off so that it's not blowing into the car, and I just make sure that I'm prepared for anything the weather's going to throw at me that day. The main thing I've learned about managing my asthma is just to listen to my body and be aware of what it's telling me. My family and friends know that sometimes I have to drop out of arrangements because I'm not feeling well. And I think that is the key to managing my asthma, is just to listen to my body and go with the flow.